Hi guys, it's ASBYT. Now recently, over the last sort of few weeks, I've been wearing this watch in a lot of my videos, and people keep asking me what it is. So I was always planning to do a review, just not quite yet, because I wanted to test it more, and there's a few details as to why I haven't so far, which I'll elaborate in a few minutes. But as you keep asking, I just thought I'd do it. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you all the information that you need to find out about the Xiaomi Huami Amazfit Smartwatch 2. So let's go. So this right here is the Xiaomi Huami Amazfit Smartwatch 2. That's quite a mouthful, and Xiaomi, as you well know if you watch this channel, they're a big Chinese company that do loads of different tech across the board. And Amazfit is the name of the actual product. There was an Amazfit 1, and this is of course the second edition. So now we've got that out of the way, let's jump on with the main information about this individual smartwatch. So first of all, like I mentioned, this is the second edition smartwatch in the Amazfit range, and it's basically a bumped up super brother of the original Amazfit. It's much more premium looking. It feels much more like a normal watch as opposed to the last one. The first one felt more like a sort of a Fitbit, you know, like a fitness tracker kind of thing. This is much more like a normal watch. So we're going to look at the actual design. So it's made of plastic and little bits of metal. It's got a wonderful carbon fiber look to it. It definitely does feel very premium. Light enough that it's not going to bother you on your wrist, but it still feels slightly more premium than a lot of other sort of smartwatches out there on the market. It's also got a very comfortable rubber strap as well. However, I personally I'm not a massive fan of rubber straps. I prefer watches with either a leather or a metal strap, but that is personal preference, and these are actually detachable as well, so if you wanted to change them for something else, you actually can. On the back, as you can see, we have the heart rate monitor there, and we also have the charging facility there. If you wanted to charge it, what you would do is connect the 4 connector dots there with the actual base, and you have to actually click it down fairly hard into place so that it locks in, otherwise it doesn't charge. At first I thought it just wasn't working. I just hadn't pushed it down hard enough. It's not connected to anything, so it's not going to charge at this moment in time, but that's how easy it is. Now if you can hear rain in the background, I apologise. There's actually, I swear there's a monsoon going on right about now outside, so hopefully I can edit it out as much as possible, but there may be some interesting tropical noises from outside. So the actual charge takes about only an hour really to charge from 0 to 100%, and I'll get to this in a second because this varies a little bit, but my overall experience using this, I get about 3 to 4 days of actual use without a charge. So that is an absolutely fantastic attribute that this smartwatch has compared to other smartwatches that are out there on the market. So it has a ceramic bezel around a 1.34 inch screen or a watch face, and the best thing about it, in my opinion, it's absolutely superb bit of technology. It's actually a transflective display, and in layman's terms that basically means that it takes in light from external sources, so sunlight or studio lights for example, and it uses that light to reflect the watch face back to you, so it doesn't actually use any additional backlighting in normal use. You can actually, in low light, by turning your wrist and stuff, it will initiate the actual backlight to come on. So in darkness for example, you can use it and you can adjust how bright you want the backlight to work, but in normal everyday use, as long as there's plenty of light, you won't ever need to use the backlight, and that is why the battery life of this is so good, and that's why I was able to get up to 4 days sometimes of use without a charge. So it's also waterproof up to 50 meters, so another good attribute to have. Just going to pop it on the old wrist so you can get an idea of how it's going to look. Now, I personally think the size of it is great. I don't feel it's necessarily too big. I've got fairly small wrists, but obviously it doesn't drown it, I don't think. Equally, it's not too small. A lot of smartwatches out there, especially sort of fitness trackers and stuff, are very small. They don't look very, manly. And if you want, if you want a bigger face, then this is probably a great option for you. Now, it also comes with 4 gigabytes of internal storage as well. So if you want to add music, for example, to it, you can. And you can also connect the watch up to Wi-Fi and Bluetooth as well. So if you wanted to have Bluetooth headphones or earphones, you can obviously listen to music, and connect it up to this, and it works absolutely great. One of the other main attributes to this watch and I'll get to why I haven't really used them as much in a second, is the fact that it also works pretty much as any normal Fitbit or fitness tracker, you know, would do as a sole purpose. This is obviously a watch, and it has that ability as well. So we've got a heart rate monitor, we've got a pulse checker, we've got a GPS, we've got a step count, we've got a check to see how many calories burned in a specific event, and you can obviously set it up so that before you start an event, you can obviously make sure that your watch is ready to go, and you can get all that information, and you can check it through via the app that it comes with as well. Now, I did actually have some problems setting this up on my Android Oreo OnePlus 5T here. I actually had to use a smartphone that had Android 7 at the time. Whether they've actually updated the app over the last couple of weeks, I don't know. But when I first got this, it wasn't compatible with the Oreo update. So it's definitely something they will, you know, do a firmware update for on that specific app. But it's just something to keep in mind if you are having issues upon trying to set up your phone and your watch together. So now we're going to get onto the main point of this and why I don't specifically use the main sort of fitness aspect to it. One, because it's not something that I necessarily really do anyway, or have a want to do, even though it is very popular to do that. But more importantly, it's because this watch right now is solely in Chinese. Now, before you actually turn off and just think, well, it's definitely not for me, there is, as far as I'm aware, an English ROM also being created and shipped out either right now, because again, I've had this for 4 or 5 weeks now, maybe even longer. If I can find one, I will leave it linked below. It looks great. The transflective display is brilliant. The battery life is great, and I actually like the appearance of it, and that's why I use this. Would I use the rest of it if it was in English? Possibly not, but I know a lot of people would. So all the information will be left below if you are interested. Would I recommend you purchasing this right now? The honest answer is no, because of the language issue. If there is an English version of this in the video description, which I will leave when it becomes available, yes, again, I would advise you, if you're in the market for a smartwatch, this is right out there with the best at this moment in time for that sort of money. So let me know in the comment section below what you think about the Xiaomi Huami Amazfit Smartwatch 2018 face dongle straps. It's a long name. They need to shorten that. That's another thing I would advise if they were to make a 3rd edition. Let me know what you think of it. The waterproofness, the transflective display, the look of it, the carbon fiber, all of that sort of goodness. Is it something that you would necessarily look to get? Or is there another smartwatch at this moment in time on the market that you think is potentially better than this? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the section below. Like and share if you did enjoy this video and found it helpful. Subscribe and hit that little notification bell if you're new to the channel and want to be notified every time I post a video. And I'll see you in the next one. It's ASBYT. Peace out. See what I did there?